At the point when 50 Penny began taking digs at Puffy and approached humiliating him at any opportunity, he got most fans thought he was doing excessively and felt that he reserved no privilege till he offered something astounding. And he goes, "No, we know, except for me, you, we ain't party." Like we really want a party feeling to the entire world, Diddy's little yet awful mysteries. And he is recounting the narrative of how he nearly got tempted by Puff Daddy himself. And trust me, you all, it gets genuinely muddled. Now you all realize that bits of gossip about Diddy being on the DL has been drifting around since always. And I'm talking way back since the mid-2000s. I could try and say that they've been around since his profession started off. And this is in spite of the reality that he has had various high-profile associations with different Hollywood baddies, including Naomi Campbell Gillo and Kim Watchman, and one individual who has continually been on his case and dropping diss after circle, particularly about his sexuality, is 50 Penny. And you probably asked why precisely 50 is so dead set on uncovering Diddy's actual sexuality, and how Puffed Merit this well 50 is at long last drilling down into his problem with Puffy. And he's platitude that it isn't on the grounds that he associates Diddy with being closeted, but since Puffy attempted to take action on him and allure him, he makes statements he doesn't have the foggiest idea what he's talking about resembles through good oaks. So Diddy isn't the main hip bounce craftsman who has been associated with being gay or has been in a public relationship with different men. As a matter of fact, throughout the long term, the rundown of hip bounce craftsmen who have come out gladly about their sexuality has just developed further. For instance, Little Nas X. And 50 isn't pummeling any of those folks. However, he has reliably hauled Diddy, like back in 2014. 50 posted a composition of Diddy and different specialists on IG. In the main shot, Diddy and Rick Ross were envisioned from a point where it seemed as though they were being personal in front of an audience. And in the second shot, Dave Bold had his arms around Diddy in an exceptionally comfortable and agreeable way. And they were both shaking pink, yet the good to beat all was Fifth's subtitle, which read I ain't saying only something ain't correct, dismissing my well. Following a couple of moments, he erased the post and fans truly felt that this was its finish. Yet they were so off base, since 50 attacked Dig City on IG when he posted an image of himself in a clinic bed encompassed by soft toys, and subtitled the image, "Sorry, I can never again help you folks. Soon you will be generally gay and blissful. You are presently under the authority of Puff Daddy report to the closest rainbow." Then he finished it with a hashtag "Sanctum of Criminals" in theaters now. Yet this didn't go down the manner in which he anticipated that it should, as a ton of fans and individuals from the Lubeck local area came for himself and called him out for being homophobic. And if you were to ask me, the main explanation he did, that was to advance his show. And he realized that more individuals were probably going to respond over Little Dog being on the DL than some show they've never heard about, so he took his risk. And here's something you should know: 50 and Diddy have been quarreling since they had a spat over Mesa's agreement some time ago. And it appeared to be that 50 never pardoned Diddy for what occurred and figured that the main way he could accumulate public shock against Diddy was on the off chance that he pointed at his sexuality. Since no one will truly raise an eyebrow about how Diddy maintained his business, 50 likewise referenced that Diddy once attempted to tempt him. As per him, Diddy proposed to take him shopping and get him some garments, which he declined on the grounds that he felt that Diddy was coming on areas of strength for excessively most certainly needed to get private with him. I get awkward, like he said he expressed something to me one time, quite a while in the past. At Chris Knighty's wedding, he advised me to take me shopping. I saw him like, what did you simply say, "Let me move, man, before I accomplish something you going to make me mess up the wedding." Goodness, that is a pleasant signal. 50 additionally said that the words that Puff utilized were at all cool with him, and he didn't think of it as ordinary that Puff called different men Daddy. He even imparted a class to Charlemagne on the Morning Meal Club. Furthermore, I recall when Puffy Attendant and Kevin Hart were chilling at the Grammy Cash Party and didn't neglect it here from the very first moment we used to awaken. And I mean damn delay, yet like that is I mean, once upon a time when he was like 10. And I was somewhat more seasoned, his more seasoned sibling, we used to battle about the over-the-ice chips. You understand what I'm talking about before Stop was concocted that he and Usher shared a bed when Usher was a lot more youthful. And truly, folks, I don't have any idea where he was going with this story, yet it appears he was excessively tipsy to mind, since that story was truly pointless. In addition to there's a section at the party where Kevin said he would have rather not been in the shot where Diddy was sitting on the bed, and that could have been on the grounds that he was attempting to be entertaining, or simply attempting to avoid a disaster. However, Diddy appears to have this influence. I mean, he's the third most extravagant hip jump craftsman in the business, and worth more than $1 billion. And on the off chance that he's truly strange, there's been no damage done to his standing or clout. So I don't get why he wouldn't let out the unadulterated truth, making an ever-increasing number of individuals take digs at him. Or perhaps he truly isn't on the DL, and it's simply hypothesis, yet that is very difficult to accept given that 50 isn't the one in particular who's emerged to guess about Diddy's sexuality. Other big cheeses in the business and individuals who are exceptionally near Puff have recounted wild gatherings, chance experiences, and strange ways of behaving that Puff has shown. One of the most out-of-control stories is the one of the quality arrangement whose Puff's previous head of safety and individual protector told Flat Television. As per him, he surprised Puff and Ja Rule after they vanished into a suite with a sack brimming with cozy toys, and with an outsider when I tossed him into piano Puff. And Je Preclude runs the room. Puff landed his tile position, snatching his pinnacle. They purchased the stripped, and afterward, there's Keith T, who confirmed being at a party where Diddy, Jada Pinkett Smith and other large names in the business were in participation. And he portrayed the climate at this party as not right, and surprisingly, said that it seemed to be an Illuminati party. Puff and Tupac resembled a couple seemed like to me. It ain't correct, you understand what I'm talking about. No, I'm not no gay basher, I mean no part of that. __. However, that __. Ain't correct, you understand what I'm talking about. That __. That entire party was unusual old out, and as per Keith he felt as such on the grounds that the vast majority of the exercises that occurred at this party weren't precisely standard at that point, and weren't permitted when he was growing up. Puma right additionally came for Diddy, and said that she once got Christopher William with Diddy in the demonstration, not too far off in his office at Terrible Kid, which he strolled in. The entryway was opened, so she didn't mull over strolling in. And when she strolled in, she saw a Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Currently was it. And for genuine, there is such a lot of consistency in these accounts for everything to be BS. And what is obsessed with their stories is that Diddy wasn't doing it to get some tomfoolery, yet to demonstrate that he has the ability to impact the choices of craftsmen who were either on the come up or didn't have as much power or clout as he did. And I simply need to say that Puffy has had a few pretty wild stories encompassing him, particularly when it came to how he treated his representatives. Or on the other hand, endorsers, most as of late as youthful Miami's stroll of disgrace at the BET Grants when she held up that GoDaddy sign, when Diddy was accepting his Lifetime Accomplishment Grant. But did he never recognized her and kept it moving? And what might be said about the way that a large portion of his initialed behaves like Mace Crackpot and Musclehead, all attempt to move away from life and athlete, particularly felt like he got shorted by Puffy, despite the fact that he was raking in boatloads of cash for the mark. Anyway, Diddy has emerged to say that 50 got everything wound, and that he had no malignant when he attempted to get him garments, and that when he needs somebody sincerely, he plays no games and goes focused. Definitely, I thought he wanted some garments. However, fans feel that Puff's disavowal isn't sufficient, and that he appeared to be excessively awkward and humiliated for the hypotheses to be only that responding to this whole wreck, one client said the vast majority who are near him or have been near him realize about him. Just him isn't conceding his reality. Nowadays, a great many people could mind less except if he has accomplished something that is illegal. Everyone can't be lying, I'm trying to say. While some others imagine that Diddy was simply attempting to prevail upon 50 to terrible kid records. Like this client, who said he is a music leader, he wasn't attempting to screw you, he was attempting to get you to that end. He is more extravagant than you. He keeps his brain on business, how could you?